near the Mexican border.
What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I'm having a wonderful time. I'm actually here working on dinner, and just trying to find Mysteries of the Abandoned on Discovery Channel. It's an interesting show. But what?
Isn't this should have been on the show?
What should have been on the show? What show?
Before you did all the work.
Oh.
Because it was abandoned.
No, I don't know. There's no mystery on this one. It was just neglect. But there is the Afton Mountain Tunnel that was built in 1850 that is about 2 miles up the mountain from where I am right now. They did one of the shows on Mysteries of the Abandoned. They've actually turned it into a park. You can actually walk through. It was a mile and a half long.
I've been there. I was there before they turned it into a park when I was in college.
Yeah, so you can actually walk the tunnel. It's an old train tunnel.
You could always walk the tunnel, but they made it an actual park now.
Oh, okay. At one point, it was a company had bought it and was using it, had closed it up, and was using it as a
that must have been before
storage.
That must have been before I went to college.
But they talk about that on Mysteries of the Abandoned. I got to find that because that's actually kind of cool. What?
It had mineral oil.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, I've got an interesting theory here, and I talked about it a little bit today on it's funny because I'm used to it being on this side. It's upside down, so it's actually over there. So I need to look this way. Anyway, I have an interesting theory here, and I don't have a calculator in front of me to pull out the exact numbers. But the NFL is in deep kimchi with this lawsuit. Now, here's the thing about the lawsuit. It was a $4.7 billion judgment. For some reason, it's supposed to be 3 times that much because of the 8 years that it's taken to go through and so forth. So it's really about 14 point something million dollar settlement, right? So if you end up having Sunday Ticket like I do, I've had it the last 3 years, then you're going to be getting a refund if the appeal is denied.
Oh, I know what you're talking about because what they're doing is
they're basically price fixing.
No, what they're doing is with the lawsuit, if you just want to watch your team,
right?
You're gonna make it so
because ESPN and all that, they wanted to do the Sunday Ticket for less. NFL wants to make it and keep it a premium package, so that way they can fix the price. So that
if you're just paying for your teams, that's gonna mean more people want to buy it.
Nah, but see, they're making you, of course, have to have the whole thing, and that's where the problem comes in for the NFL. Of course, the NFL is. Well, exactly. We just want to watch the Cowboy games, but most of the Cowboy games are actually on television. So you start looking at it and saying, why are we paying for this? Because we're football whores. So here's the thing. And this may be the reason why Dak and CD and Micah Parsons haven't been signed yet. Okay? Because, think about this for a second. The salary cap is made up of gross receipt, okay? The money that comes into the NFL. And it is a 48-52 split between the players and the owners, right? Okay, we all get that. Okay, so it comes out to about $440 million per team if this thing does last the way some people think it might, okay? $450 million. So guess what? If that case is upheld, do you think the NFL is going to say, "Don't worry about it, players. You're not going to get hit with this"? You think that's really going to happen? I don't. I think the NFL will look at this and say, "It's $450 million per team. The players are 48% of that, and they're going to take that off the salary cap." If they take that off the salary cap, then all of a sudden these contracts, you got big problems. Now, here's where I say maybe this is what Jerry Jones is doing. Jerry Jones fell out of favor with Roger Goodell with the whole Zeke Elliott situation. Y'all remember that, right? Okay? Well, but listen to this, though. But Jerry Jones got back in favor, of course, with the commissioner and things, and was one of the lead negotiators with the NFL against the NFLPA for the new CBA contract. So he knows what's going on. He was also part of the lawsuit and going to court for the NFL. So he knows all the ins and outs, him and his attorneys and everything else. So what if Jerry Jones knows how this thing's going to go? That he knows that we're going to have to pay this, and that we're going to go ahead and we're going to make the players pay their part of the settlement. In which case he knows that the salary cap will go down like it did during COVID. So you could look at this and say, well, COVID wasn't the players' fault, but they lost games and they lost revenue. The salary cap went down, right? Well, guess what? It's not the players' fault on this, but you can best believe that the NFL is not going to be the ones taking the hits, even though they're the ones that have these teams that are worth, the Cowboys are worth $9.2 billion.
The richest franchise in the world.
Richest sports franchise in the world. And everybody else, the bottom has been raised up where, multiple of them are worth $5 and $6 billion. Hell, the Commanders, I still don't understand how the Commanders are, still one of the top gross worth teams when nobody watches their games. And that stadium is ass and needs to be imploded.
Most years they were in the top 10.
Right.
In the world of all teams.
Exactly. So, what if Jerry Jones knows this and he's actually getting ahead of the game and knowing that if I pay Dak, CD, and Micah right now, next year, the NFL might say, we've got this problem here. Because we're trying to run a business here. And they got this problem where they know they're going to have to pay this money. And they say, proactively, what we're going to do is we're going to set aside money for this settlement. And we're going to reduce the salary cap. If that's the case, and Jerry Jones knows this, and he plans for it by not paying his quarterback and stuff, and so on, and I don't know how this would work out with the Player Association, that he may be actually be proactive as opposed to reactive on this case right here. Now, I could be completely wrong because, I'm not an NFL expert. I don't work for ESPN or anything like that. I'm just Joe the fan here that loves football and loves to cook and loves to eat. And so still on my low carb diet, and I'm working on that as we speak here, making a crab boil because that is low carbs and tasty and easy, and I'm doing the honeydew list and stuff right now. And crab legs are on sale this week because of the 4th of July. $6.99 a pound. So for less money than going to get some fast food or pizza, we eating something good. And if you want to know how I do this, if you want to do it, check out my other channel, Cooking and Tailgating with Joe Boo. Because Joe Boo be throwing down. And I bet you want to see what I'm doing, right? Let me show you guys. Ooh-wee. Look at that. Boom, shakalaka. Rest of these crab legs in here. Woo. All right, good people. I'll see y'all a little bit later. Yep. We don't have a dog. Game of Thrones is going to be coming on soon, so I need to throw this down. And I'll see you guys real soon.